And I have a better chance of moving this country faster toward where I want it to be than with a Democrat than I will with a Republican. But I don't have any other choices because we're not going to elect a Green Party candidate for president. We're not going to elect a true, pure liberal like Dennis Kucinich for president. In fact, we're going to lose Dennis in the Congress, it seems, after this year. So we do the best we can, but I always get annoyed when people think I'm sticking up. I'm here to represent Democrats or represent the administration. Yes, against the opposition, given who the other side is, absolutely. In a perfect world, though, I'd go further left. And I think so would most people if they actually had all their facts. We are at 877-367-2526. Frank in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah, how you doing today, sir?
Hi.
I worked on that pipeline for about 6 months up here in Wisconsin. It's that 42-inch line, same line, same type of stuff, and worked on the backfill on it. When they bury that thing, there's not supposed to be any rocks at all. It's laying on top of it, any bigger than like 3 inches around. Supposed to put some good padding on it and stuff. And, I mean, I ain't going to badmouth them boys for the work they do because it's a tough job.
Right.
But, but I can't tell you how many. It's just impossible. And then there's a coating on that pipe when it gets chipped. And it only takes a few years for that to rust through.
And what happens when it gets rusted or chipped? What happens?
Well, it ends up leaking in time.
So it's not very safe, right?
No.
For the long haul?
No, and that pipe lays on a lot of it's on, it's going through rivers and creeks and it lays on top of the water table and all that.
That's got to be backbreaking work. You did some of the physical work to lay the pipeline?
Well, it's all by machinery, it's all laid in by, big booms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And all buried with backhoes and that sort of thing. But, I mean, there's boulders and big rocks that are supposed to be separated. They're supposed to try and separate it, and it's impossible. It just ain't going to happen,
Well, given what you said and given how vulnerable it is and there's no material that's fail-safe and over time it's going to rust and chip, why do we do this?
Because we're nuts.
Because we're nuts.
Yeah.
In other words, it makes no sense to do this kind of a project.
Not to me.
And we should be taking these resources and this money and using it to move faster towards sustainable energy.
I would think so, to get the heck away from it, So you drink that water.
Yeah, well, these pipelines, and so they cause environmental. What are they made out of?
Steel. I don't know where it comes from. Probably China.
Right.
I'm sure of that. And they haul it all over here. And
how far into the ground does it go?
7 feet, and there's only about 5 feet of cover on top of it.
So it's pretty vulnerable.
Oh, yeah. You bet.
And how thick is the pipe?
3/4 inch, 5/8.
That's it?
Yep.
So it would be very reasonable to believe that in a certain period of time it's going to leak.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I heard of stories of them inspectors which are hired by the Canadian Pipelines or Emmerich, whoever's putting it in. It's their own inspectors. I mean, they try to do the best job they can, They ain't just out there just dumping it in there, but sometimes it sure seems like that's what happens with the program,
So why are people so hepped up on this pipeline if it's got so many problems?
Well, because a lot of people really don't understand it. And I heard some horror stories down in certain where inspectors would tell me about when them big areas of that would get rusted too, like say a couple feet around or in an area where it's been dinged up pretty bad. In a few years it'll rust through and gets real weak. That pipe blows up enough pressure. I've heard them tell me stories that with 600-800 feet it'd blow if there's a house around or trees, it'll just cut them trees off like it just cut with a chainsaw, blow the shingles and roof right off the house.
Wow.
So, and a lot of them pipe is, it's it's next to a lot of, people's homes and property, buildings and wherever it lays,
But it was good work for you, right?
Well, yeah, everybody likes money,
Yeah.
But it ain't worth it to me.
All right, sir. I appreciate the little insight. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Barry in Dallas.
Yes, I really liked that interview that you had with the good doctor. He made a lot of sense.
The Congressman Michael Burgess?
Yes, it's too bad Obama was not listening. Instead, he's campaigning, plus apologizing to radical Islam. So maybe if he took the time to listen to the doctor, we wouldn't be in this mess, healthcare-wise.
Well,
but he's too busy apologizing to radical Islam.
No, sir, stop repeating the right-wing talking points. The president has not been apologizing to radical Islam.
Yeah, well, he's apologizing to all our enemies, saying that America's no good.
Tell me when the president said America's no good. When did he say this?
Well, he made that speech practically when he spoke to Islam, his first
What did
speech.
He say? Tell me exactly what he said.
He said America's been arrogant, and we've made our mistakes, practically apologizing.
Yeah, but that's not all he said.
Well, but he is Neville Chamberlain. There's no doubt about it.
How is he Neville Chamberlain exactly?
Well, he just apologizes way too much, and he doesn't take care of real important business. If he were to listen to the congressman, we would have an excellent health care system.
Well, he does listen to people, and some of the people who advise him are doctors. You just happen to not like Obama. Plus, you're talking a lot of trash about him, about stuff he's never done, about apologizing to radical Islam, which is not quite accurate, sir. But thank you very much for the call. We are at 8-7. It's just amazing how these right-wing tropes keep getting repeated for years because you keep hearing them on your right-wing shows over and over again as if they're true. We'll come right back at 877-4-ALLEN, 877-367-2526, online at allen.com.